When you get real and get honest and you face God and face your partner, something beautiful starts to happen. You start to introduce grace.
It's so amazing how God gives you more blessings than you can even imagine when you do His will.
When they start looking through that lens of the atonement, through the life experiences, it doesn't change how hard that experience is, but it changes how they process it, and then it allows them to grow from it.
Hello and welcome to Latter-day Profiles. I'm Brian Howard. We're here in St. George, Utah, outside in the sun. It's a beautiful day, and joining me today is Jon Judkins. Jon, welcome.
Thank you.
Jon is the head coach of Utah Tech. He's been there for a long time. Utah Tech was Dixie, and before that was Snow College. All the places you have a winning record. In fact, the winningest head coach in Utah, which is impressive. How many wins are there now for you?
I don't know. That's a good question. When I'm done, I'll look back at that and see that.
Well, it's impressive. Somewhere in the 600-ish mark, I believe, but which is pretty impressive. Let's talk about your background. Where you're from originally, and has basketball always been a thing with you and your family?
Yeah, it has. I'm from Salt Lake originally. Went to Highland High School and then I came down here and played a year at Dixie College. At the time, that's the name of it. Then I played at Utah State for the last 3 years.
Yeah, Utah State, you were pretty successful, got to the NCAA tournament. What was that like? That's
That was
always
fun.
an amazing thing.
Yeah, that was the first time that Utah State has been to an NCAA tournament for a long, long time. So that was a lot of fun to get our name and do that for the first time. So I enjoyed that a lot.
How was it, when you play basketball for so long, I guess now there's a lot of opportunities. People go to Europe and other things. Did you consider anything else when you were finishing up your college career?
Yeah, I did. I graduated at Utah State in '88. Back then, the coaching situation was to go through high school, then jump up to junior college, then jump up to D1, whatever you got to go. And so I kind of didn't know if I wanted to do that. I had a chance to go overseas and play. And then all of a sudden I got a call from Snow College and say, hey, we got an opening, exactly what I was doing in my profession with graduating. And they said, hey, would you want to come down and apply for this job? And I thought, hey, here's a way I can skip a step in high school and go right into the college ranks. So that's what I did. I went to Snow College, was there with Larry Anderson for a year, and then that's Liddell's boy. And then I went on with Elliot Anderson for about three years with him. And he was from Rexburg, but from Rigby, Idaho. So it was fun to spend some time with him and learn. And then I got the head job right after that. So it's been I've been a run of different places, but I've only been two places, Snow and here. In sunny St. George, and I love my experience I had at Snow College, junior college, and then when Dixie decided they were going to go to a 4-year situation, then I got really excited to try to come down and do some things down here.
I come from a family with a lot of coaching. I thought coaching would be great. It's hard.
It is.
What drove you into saying this is the profession I want? What is it about coaching that really?
Well, growing up, we have 8 in our family, 4 boys and 4 girls. My oldest brother is Jeff, which a lot of people know who he is. And then I have 2 other brothers between us, and we were all into sports. My dad was really into coaching us all. We all played baseball, football, and basketball growing up. That was what we did. And when I went to Utah State and I got into the business program, which my dad and my grandpa kind of did, I thought maybe that's the way I want to go. I tried that, and I thought, God, it just doesn't fit right for me. I got to do something else. And so I took some PE classes and some coaching classes. I thought this would be fun. This is the next best thing in playing is coaching. So I got into that. I did get in 1 year before my brother Jeff got in, and so he always teases me that's why I have more wins, is because I've been in earlier. But so I just love to go to work. It's just the next best thing than playing basketball is coaching it. It's been a joy. I just love coming to work every day. I get so close with the guys. I treat them like my own kids and my own family, and it's just a great career, and I love it.
What's amazing, I think, about your career is most coaches, they don't leave of their own volition. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
But obviously that's partly because of success. When you're successful, then the people want to have you around. What do you attribute that? I mean, because you have been successful everywhere. I mean, not every season's perfect, but overall it's been really successful.
Yeah, you got to get around good people and recruit good, students or players win games. We have a lot to say that coaches, but really the players are the ones that have to do it. We try to teach them. That's how you win the ball games. I've had a great staff. I have changed my staff a lot. The rotating doors, or what do you want to call it, And so the coaching nowadays, it's a little tougher. You got guys that are getting paid a lot of money to leave. I kind of wasn't in it for the money. I wish I made more money than I do, but I just love to teach. And so that's one reason why I haven't bounced around a lot. I've had opportunities to leave, but really I love what I do. And being in Ephraim for 16 years, people thought, you're crazy leaving that small little town. But I'll tell you what, I loved it. The people were great there. They treated me fair, and I loved it. And then coming down here to St. George, I mean, why would you not want to come here? So I've enjoyed that as well. So that's one reason why I haven't really left. I just love what I do, and you can build on it. You build a team, and that's what I've tried to do everywhere I go, is start from scratch and just get better every year. And that's what we've been doing here as well.
Well, let's do a little comparison. So you started out Snow at JC, very successful in the JC ranks. But when you left from there, then you came to Dixie, which they're finishing up as a junior college, going to Division II, which is different. Then stick with it long enough, I guess. Now Division I in the Western Athletic Conference in the WAC. Give me some comparisons, travel-wise, budget-wise, from going from, it's not an extreme, very different in the junior college level to the Division.
Oh, no question. It's travel's the main thing. But when I first got into coaching, my dream was to coach Division I basketball. That's what I wanted to do. And if you had told me this is how I would have got to it, I would have thought you're crazy. But again, I got into coaching at a junior college level, and I loved it. I thought, why move up? This is great. And we were really successful at Snow. Back then, the league was really good. We had Rick's College in it. We had Dixie in it. We had Utah Valley in it. We had some really good teams in that the SWAC Region 18 conference. So that was really good junior college basketball. A lot of Division I players played there. So that was good. And then, like I said, I wanted to try something different. Doing the junior college at 2 years, I thought, well, since Dixie's going to that 4-year Division II, and that was 2006 is when they announced that they were going to do it. But I came to Dixie State in 2005. So I had one more year of junior college before we made the jump. And that was a fun year ending our junior college day. Dixie's always been a great junior college program. Everybody knows who it was and where the rankings and the record books and all that. So that was hard to give that up because we were so good at the junior college ranks. But then the 4-year, I was excited because I get to coach a guy for 4 years instead of 2 years. And that was something I was excited about. So we jumped into Division II, which might have been a little early. We only had like 7 degrees at the time. It was hard to get transfer students here because of that. We weren't in a league. No one let us in our league. So those first year, we had 26 games we played that first year, and 21, 22 of those were on the road.
Oh, wow.
So it was really, really tough. So that we got through that first year, and then the next year we joined the Pac West, got in that conference, and then the rest is history. We started playing better. We had BYU, Hawaii. We went over to Hawaii schools and played. There's 4 schools over there, so that was part of our conference. And the recruiting was great because they all wanted to go to Hawaii. And so we did that, and we were, like I said, we won 6 or 7 championships at the Pac West conference. And then we decided to go to the RMAC because our football team was in that. The Pac West did not have football. Our president kind of wanted to have all this if we could be in the same conference. So when the RMAC invited us to bring everybody in, we did that, and really, really excited for that. And we were only there for 2 years. We took second the first year, and we took first the last year we were in it. We were flying to the NCAA tournament when COVID hit. And once we landed in Texas, they said the games had been canceled. We had a nice steak dinner in Texas and flew home the next morning. So it was kind of a crazy thing. But, the Division I thing, when our president pulled us in and said we're thinking about going D1, we weren't for sure on it. He had to make that decision. And people don't realize how hard it is to make those moves and to get into conference. You have to get into conference before you could join Division I. And luckily, the WAC invited us to get in. We took that invitation, and now we're starting to see it. It's starting to feel like this is going into our 4th year. We're still ineligible for the NCAA tournament. We have 1 more year of that. But I really like where this program's going. But you talked about the difference between junior college and Division I. It's travel. I mean, JUCO, we were in buses and vans, driving. Division II, we did fly a little bit more, but still in vans. You're getting the 15 passengers of the minivans after you land in the airport. And now we're, landing, getting in a shuttle bus and traveling. So travel's a lot better. Our games are more consistent, playing on a Thursday, Saturday basis instead of a Friday, Saturday, which was kind of a tough thing to do, to turn around and play the next game right after a tough Friday night game. So that was really a nice part to be able to help our athletes get some rest and get ready to go. So it's been fun. It's been a challenge. I'm not going to lie to you. It's been really hard, and recruiting's been tough. But going to Division I, it's getting better and better. Players want to come here. They see what we have. They see our facilities. They see the weather. They see the people. The people are great here. They love St. George. So it's been successful so far. We hope we just keep growing.
Yeah. I'm having a good time down in St. George. Rexburg's good right now, but in a couple months it'll be a big disparity.
Yeah.
I bet you have some good travel stories when you're driving. Did you drive the van in JC days? Or somebody else? What was that like? And did you have? I imagine there's probably a snowstorm or two or stuff.
We're lucky that there wasn't as many accidents as they reported. I do remember we were going to a game, to a tournament. I think it was in CSI. I think it was, and at Dixie, I was at Snow, but Dixie College buses, or not buses, but vans, got in an accident and hurt one of their main players and didn't get to play in the tournament, which kind of changed a lot of things. But our Rexburg trips to play Rex, they were with North Idaho, and I remember Snow, it was about an 18-hour bus ride. So we'd drive to Montana, stay the night, practice the night, get up in the morning. That game was kind of nice. It's so far traveled. We did play a Thursday, Saturday for those guys. But I remember going to Rexburg one time and our brakes in our bus froze. It was so cold. And so then we had to wait to get all that unthawed. Then we had to drive all the way to North Idaho and Coeur d'Alene, and then drive all the way home. So we did that most of the time. One year we had our finals during that time, and so I talked to our AD and our president and let us fly. So we flew from Salt Lake to Spokane and played North Idaho first, and it's the first time we beat them that year. And so then our president said, "Hey, I think that's a good idea." And again, school-wise, we didn't have to miss as much school, because that trip, we'd leave Tuesday morning and miss a lot of school. And so then they kind of let us start to fly a little bit more on those longer trips. But yeah, those buses, the hotel, eating at Wendy's, eating at Subway, those are the things that we had to do at the JUCO route. And now it's a lot nicer. We get food catered to the hotel. The COVID has kind of made that really nice. As bad as COVID was, it made the hotels work with us a little bit better, of keeping us in our conference rooms, bringing food in to be able to eat. And they've stuck with that now. And so it's been nice to have your team safe and eating better.
Yeah. Rules have changed about that. You can feed students a lot more than you could just a few years ago. I imagine as much as it was a pain, probably, I don't know, did it bring the players closer together?
It does.
You stuck each other for 15 hours. You get to know each other pretty much.
That's one thing I do miss, believe it or not. People say, you miss the bus rides and you miss the van rides. And I really do, because we'd put 5 in a minivan with me, and you're driving around, and you're just get to know your players. You get to talk to them. They get to know who you are. And I became really close with my guys. I love that part. We would always try to trade the vans too, like, okay, coach, you're in this van, I'm in that van, and get to know your guys. So it was fun. And again, the buses are safer. And I still try to do. I go eat with my guys still. We go eat. I don't. Players eat here, coaches eat over here. We don't do that. We stay together with our team and talk and just get to know each other. And there's a lot of stories that we don't even know about players recruiting them that we find out, by eating dinner or traveling somewhere. It's just a really fun experience.
Yeah. Pretty. When you're with somebody that long, that close, you're gonna
find a lot.
Gonna chat a little bit.
Yeah.
That makes me think of coaching, traveling, recruiting. You're busy. How's that flow with your family? You got family. You're trying to make things balance out. How have you done that? What's worked?
That's been hard. But my family's the best supporter I have. I mean, they would travel. My wife would get in a Suburban and follow the bus or follow vans, and all my kids would come to all the games as JUCO way. Division I's a little tougher. They're older now. They're in college and high school. All my kids almost graduated now from college, but they love to travel, and so it was hard to leave. But the hardest part, Division I, that I see is just the time you're always gone away from home recruiting. We're at a JUCO, you didn't have the money to go recruiting very much that way, and so you had to do it differently. And then Division II, kind of the same but they had rules of when you could go out and all that. And then Division I, it's just, if you're not getting out, weekly or bringing kids into your campus, you're not recruiting. And so it's been a nonstop thing. But my family, again, you got to have a special wife to be a coach's wife. and I have one. She understands that. She loves it. She's probably one of my best supporters and best recruiters. You know, she recruits the cute ones, as she always says. But they really get involved with it. You know, and I love that. And that, I remember my kids were young. I'd lose a close game or a frustrating game, and I'd come home and they'd jump on your lap and, you know, hey, Dad, how you doing? And you kind of forgot, you know, why we do things, and it just made it easier of a loss. It's like, oh, you know what, this is more important, my kids and my family, and they made it a lot easier. I would know what I would do coming home to an empty home, you know, after a big loss. You'd be staying up all night. So I don't know. So they're very, very supportive, and I'm grateful to have that.
Well, I'm guessing because, you know, you work with youth and you're dynamic, you probably haven't escaped from a calling to work with the youth in the church. What kind of things have you done, and how have you been able to balance that?
I've been in 3 different bishoprics. The college wards are always one of the funnest that I used to do. In Ephraim, they called me to a college ward. Well, now it's YSA, but love that experience. Get to know the kids and so forth. A lot of Sunday school. You know, a lot of with the young men, you know, in the bishoprics that I did serve with. And so now I'm in the High Council. So it's a great calling. You get to know what's going on, and but you don't have to put out the fires. But, you know, I just love it. I love the gospel, and I love the happiness it brings to me and my family. And my family's way active and very involved, and I enjoy that.
Yeah. Imagine, you know, you interact with people, a lot of people who are not members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, but you have an opportunity to just befriend them. And what kind of experiences have that been for you, as far as in being able to share?
Oh, it's been great. Oh, it's been great. You know, in fact, we keep a record of how long I've been coaching for over 30 years. We've had four people join the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints since my coaching days. And it's not me, it's the atmosphere, it's the players, it's the kind of kids we have. You know, I think coming to Utah, a lot of them are like, oh, there's all the Mormons are there, or whatever you want to say. But they realize that, you know, hey, we're going to treat them fairly. We're honest with them. We're respectful. I went to the open house yesterday at the St. George Temple, and just to see the visitors coming there, how neat that is, what we are doing. So, you know, we just try to be the best example we can. We talk to them about it. If they want to know more about it, we share it with it. And we have a lot of return missionaries, you know, on our team. My whole coaching staff is all return missionaries, and so it's really nice to have that in our back pocket. But we love to share it, but we don't throw it down their their throat. But it's been nothing but great. And they've asked a lot of questions about it, and we're filled, you know, to answer them. So
that normal and natural ways, just in your day-to-day interaction.
Yeah, just being a good example, living the way we know we're supposed to be living.
Now, imagine over the years, I mean, you get close with that many players, probably kept in contact with many over the years. What's it been like, and do you run into them on a regular basis?
We do. We stay in touch quite a bit. It's a little easier now than it used to be with, you know, Facebook and Instagram and all the different social media stuff, texting. You know, it's a lot easier than it used to be. But, you know, we had our little golf tournament down here this last year, and it was so fun to see some of our alumni who have pretty good jobs are coming back and giving back to what we gave them, you know, paying for their education and doing what they did. So it's just fun to see them. We go to a lot of weddings. You know, a lot of the guys get married, and a lot of them are raising families now with kids, and it's just fun. I mean, again, that's why you coach. That's why I coach. I just love that family relationship, and hopefully that we can continue to do. A lot of them move away. A lot of them are far away, but you know, we're getting recruits. I'll get guys calling me from Iowa and Florida, and hey, I'm in Florida. I saw this kid play. He's pretty good. You got to watch him. And so we do, you know, and it's just nice to have people around the world trying to help you out.
Yeah. Thinking if you've been coaching long enough, you have had the experience of a recruit that was son of one of your players?
I knew that was coming. Yes, I do. I've been coaching too long. Last year, he graduated last year, but yeah, I coached his dad at Snow College, and here he was now here. So, and now we're recruiting some, like you said, recruiting some that, hey, I coached your dad back in the day, and it's fun. And we bring up some good stuff, but it's so different. You know, it's just so different now than it was 20, 30 years ago.
Yeah, what's the big difference? You know, we've got a transfer portal. If people aren't familiar with that, it used to be you signed with the college and you were kind of there. If you transferred, you had to sit out a year. Now that's kind of gone away. If you enter the portal at the right time, you can leave and come, and then name, image, likeness, NIL. So for a long time, if I gave a player $1, you couldn't do that.
Yeah, you're in trouble.
And now you know, they can do with stuff commercial, basically, or represent a company and get paid for that. How has that changed the dynamic of recruiting? Because it sounds like it would be so different.
It's really changed, and it's hard. It's a lot harder than people think, because you're recruiting all year long, trying to bring players in here, but now you're recruiting your team you already have. You know, you got to keep them happy, keep them there, and it's hard. The freshmen for us are really hard. You get a good freshman to come here to Utah Tech, has a great year, and then all of a sudden, other bigger schools, Power Fives or whatever you want to call it, start getting involved, and they leave. And so it's a tough thing to do. But the transfer portal, I kind of thought it was going to help us. When I first heard it, I thought, this is great, because there's players who go somewhere maybe because of the name, maybe because of their parents, maybe because of the scholarship, whatever it be. And they go there and they don't play. And you're not happy unless you're playing or doing something you love to do. And so I thought, this is going to be great. They're going to be calling us. Our phone's going to be ringing like crazy. We're going to get some of these players. And it has helped us quite a bit. But then on the other time, you're losing some of the kids that feel like that maybe they're not playing as much here as they want to go somewhere else. But really, we've only lost maybe one or two guys that situation. Last year, I had 4 guys graduate early. They still had a year of eligibility, but with COVID, they got that extra year. And they graduated and they left, and so that's why I had to replace so many guys this year. But again, good for them. The NLI I like and I don't like. Do I think players need to earn money or get money? I do. We're paying their schooling, and that's part of it. But we pay for schooling. We don't pay for anything else. And so they can't really work. They can't get a full-time job, because basketball is a full-time job. School's a full-time job. And so I think they deserve that money. Do I think they deserve? Some people are getting quite a bit of money. I think the NCAA needs to limit it a little bit and say, okay, this is how much you can make. Kind of like they did with the scholarships back in the day, where you used to have whatever you wanted, but now they made it for men's basketball. It was 13 full rides is all you can get. I think they need to do the same thing with the NLI, but I do like it. I do think the players deserve that, and they work really hard, and the families to provide. And I think they'll be better students because of it, because they're not taking a hotel, or not hotel, but an apartment that's cheap because they can afford it. They're getting something to sleep better and to eat better, and that's the other thing I think we do. We eat a lot better Division I than we do at JUCO. But so it's hard. These new changes are good, but I just think they need to look at them a little closer to try to make it a little bit more fair. I always say the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. If you have the money, you're going to be getting these big time players, and you're going to lose some because you don't have that money. But I like where we're at. We're working on those kind of deals as well. We're only Division I for this is the third, going into our 4th year. So there's some things that we have in the future that we want to do. We can't compete right now with the Utahs and the BYUs with the NLI, but I think with our league, I think we can do some things to get people to come here as well.
Yeah, and they need a salary cap, just like that.
yeah, it's true. It's and that's kind of what all other sports are trying to do. But again, I think they deserve it. I really do, and we just got to make it fair.
Yeah. We're learning as we go. Hopefully there'll be some changes. Really, one last question for you. You've been doing this for a long time. You get up in the morning, still excited. I get to go coach basketball. What is it about that really gets you excited and keeps you going?
Well, it's just like it's the excitement I get out of it is to see the kids grow right in front of your face. You bring these kids in, or freshmen or JUCO kids, and you just see them grow and grow up. They become from boys to men. The excitement they bring, it's just so fun to see that every day at practice. There's some days are worse than others, just like a normal job. But to see the growth and to see the happiness and to see what they're doing, getting their education, it's so important for us to graduate our guys. We've done really well with that. And so that's why I enjoy it. There's days are long. I mean, I remember when it came out many years ago, they wanted me to kind of get an idea how much money you were making per hour or how many hours that you work. It's like, I was making like $2 an hour with, the time you put in the morning all the way till, we're up till, on a road trip, you're up till 12, 1 o'clock in the morning, breaking film, watching film. People don't see that. They think we come to the gym and coach a game and think, okay, there you go. So it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work, but it's fun. It's really fun to see that and just to get to meet guys, and it's not the same thing every day. You know what I mean? And so that's why it's so fun to come to work and to teach. I love to teach.
Coach Jon Judkins, the head coach at Utah Tech in the Western Athletic Conference. Make sure I keep track of him this season. Coach, best of luck to you. Thank you so much for taking the time and coming.
Thank you for having me.